Hello everyone, I'm Bhaumik and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts This Week on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place all through last week. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court of India and then move on to High Courts and other subordinate courts. If you like the content on our YouTube channel, it would mean a lot to us if you could please like and subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. In a crucial hearing, the Supreme Court of India has sought the response of the National Board of Examinations, that is the NBE, to the petitions filed by doctors who are aspirants of the NEET PG 2023 examination, seeking to postpone the examination scheduled on March 3rd by 3 months. A bench comprising Justices Ravinder Bhatt and Dipankar Datta will consider the matter next on Monday, that is on February 27th. The Supreme Court of India has refused to entertain a PIL seeking menstrual leave for female students and working women across the country, stating that the matter falls within the domain of policy. The petition was heard by a bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Pardiwala. During the hearing, an intervener submitted that allowing menstrual leave might discourage employers from employing women. On this submission, CJI Chandrachud also remarked that it was true that if employers were compelled to grant menstrual leave, then they might be hesitant in employing women in the first place. In the Adani Hindenburg issue, the Supreme Court has refused to take on record a report published by Forbes about share dealings of the Gautam Adani Group. On February 17th, a bench led by the Chief Justice of India had reserved orders on constituting a committee to review the regulatory measures so as to protect Indian investors. The lawyer on behalf of one of the petitioners, Dr. Jaya Thakur, requested the Supreme Court bench to take on record the Forbes report, saying that it was published subsequently. However, the Chief Justice of India refused to entertain such a request and said that the court would not take on record such a report. The Delhi police has informed the Supreme Court that the investigation in the hate speech case over the Hindu Yuva Vahini event organized under the leadership of Sudarshan News TV editor Suresh Chavanke in Delhi in December 2021 had reached an advanced stage. Additional Solicitor General K.M. Nataraj told a bench led by the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, and I quote, "The investigation is in an advanced stage. The voice sample report from forensic lab needs to come." The Supreme Court of India has refused to entertain a petition filed by Advocate Ashwini Upadhyay seeking uniform age of marriage for both men and women. The petition was listed before a bench comprising Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justices P.S. Narasimha and J.B. Pardiwala. Upadhyay sought an increase in the age of marriage for women to 21 years, which would be at par with men. However, the bench clarified that the court cannot issue such a mandamus for the parliament to legislate and that any change in legislation should be left to the parliament. In an important development, the Supreme Court of India has granted interim relief to Congress spokesperson Pawan Khera, who was arrested by the Assam police from Delhi airport over his comment about Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Supreme Court also ordered that Khera should be released on interim bail on production before the jurisdictional magistrate at Delhi until the next date of hearing, that is until February 28th. It also recorded in the order the undertaking given by Khera's lawyer, Senior Advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, that he will tender unconditional apology for the statement. In a setback to O. Paneerselvam in the cases related to the AIDMK leadership row, the Supreme Court of India has affirmed the order of the Madras High Court Division Bench, which had allowed Palaniswamy to continue as the interim General Secretary of the party. The court has also made absolute its interim order passed on July 6th last year, staying the Madras High Court order, which had restrained the AIDMK General Council from passing any resolutions. A division bench of Justices Dinesh Maheshwari and Rishikesh Roy had reserved judgment on this matter on January 12th. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud has announced that all Supreme Court judgments will be having neutral citations. CGI Chandrachud also expressed his aspiration that High Courts also follow neutral citations for their judgments. At present, the High Court of Delhi, Kerala and Madras have introduced neutral citation for their respective judgments. The Supreme Court has agreed to consider whether the State Human Rights Commission has the power to examine a case of criminal medical negligence when a contrary view was taken by the National Human Rights Commission. A bench comprising Justices Rishikesh Roy and Sanjay Karol posted the matter after 4 weeks for hearing and asked the parties to complete their pleadings in the interim. The Supreme Court of India has issued notice on a petition filed by Uddhav Thackeray challenging the decision of the Election Commission of India, which had recognized Eknath Shinde faction as the official Shivsena. A 3-judge bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice P.S. Narasimha and Justice J.B. Pardewala refused to stay the ECI order at this juncture. The Supreme Court, however, permitted the Uddhav group to retain the name Shiv Sena, that is the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, and the flaming torch symbol during the pendency of this particular matter. The Supreme Court has reiterated that when there are concurrent findings of fact by the trial court and the High Court, the Supreme Court ought not to reappreciate the evidence to examine the correctness of such findings of fact unless there is manifest illegality or grave or serious miscarriage of justice on account of misreading or ignoring material evidence. A bench comprising Justices Dinesh Maheshwari and Bela M. Trivedi passed the order in a petition challenging the conviction and sentence imposed by the trial court on a mother for killing her child, which was eventually affirmed by the Madras High Court. The Delhi High Court has said that law interns can enter court complexes in the national capital by wearing a white shirt, black tie and black pants as prescribed by the Bar Council of Delhi. Justice Pratibha Singh also said that the advocates appearing before any court, from civil courts to the Supreme Court, would have to wear white bands along with the uniform prescribed for them. The court was hearing a petition moved by a second-year law student challenging the circular issued by the Shadara Bar Association resolving that interns practicing at the Karkaduma court ought to wear white shirt and blue coat and trousers. An additional City Civil and Sessions Court in Bangalore has passed an ex parte temporary injunction order restraining IPS officer D. Rupa Modgil and 59 other media outlets, including Google and Meta platforms, from publishing any defamatory content against IS officer Rohini Sindhuri. The concerned judge has also made it clear that Sindhuri will also restrain herself from making any statements concerning the subject matter of the suit. The two Karnataka bureaucrats recently indulged in a publicized tussle on social media. The government has transferred both of them from their present positions without showing postings. Thank you. Keep watching Courts This Week on LiveLaw for more such updates. See you next week.